Hi everyone and welcome back to a little bit of Path of Exile Expedition League. I've burned through pretty much all of my currency, as you can see. I'm pretty much down to nothing right now, right? At least it seems that way. We do have quite a bit of value in our gear and divination cards and such, as well as a couple of fossils. So yeah, we are not that broke, but on first glance, you might think, holy shit, what have you done? The answer is this. I have crafted myself the bow that I wanted to craft last week. So I did drop an item level 69 thicket bow that needed to be 6-socketed and 6-linked, and that took me longer than expected. I basically went through around 2.5x until I was able to 6-link this beast. I almost said bitch. Well, it was a bitch to link. Let's be honest here. So yeah, sometimes I did trade jewelers for fusings and stuff like that just to get to the point where I was able to 6-link this thing. And yeah, so it's a +3 bow with the lowest attack speed roll, which is all right. I'll take it, honestly. The poison stuff doesn't affect us very much. It is a very small increase in damage, like, I don't know, maybe 2k or something like that. But the bow itself is a 20% increase to our DPS, and we know what our next upgrade will be. We will be going away from damage on full life, and we will farm up to get an Empower. That is the goal, right? For this character, that would be like the last-ish step for clear upgrades. After that, maybe gloves, maybe helmet, maybe quiver, amulet, stuff like that. But the very clear path ahead is now we have our bow that we wanted, that I crafted myself. As I said, it was a thing of fossil crafting and a little bit of nulling involved in there. So, yeah. That's where my currency has gone. But now, the path is clearly laid out. With an Empower, we will be way ahead on our upgrades, which is nice. Like, that is good to see, that's good to know. That is something to get excited about, something to farm currency for, right? So we have a clear goal into where this character should go. And it probably will still be my mapper. It will not be my boss killer, but what I would like to do is take on the Elder and see how things are doing at the moment. So I haven't played with the upgrades for too long, so I am actually... Whoa, that was a bit of lag there. Whew. Hopefully you didn't see that in the recording, but for me there was a little bit of lag, which happens sometimes during recording. That is no big deal. It's okay. I can deal with it. I've learned to deal with it, basically. Every time I open the recording software, I have a dip in FPS for the beginning parts, then it settles itself, and honestly, I think in the recordings you do not even see it. I need to get out of that. Thank you very much. That was a bit too close for my liking, obviously. Let's not get hit by all that stuff. Right. Okay, we are doing fairly well. We need to take a close look on what's killing us, though. That's something that I find a little bit troublesome lately. I don't know what it is exactly. Walking into stuff is a little bit of a problem lately as well, but hey, that was completely my fault. But yeah, I find it really hard sometimes to see what exactly is killing me, and you know, there is a bit of adjusting to do, a little bit of getting used to stuff again, and I don't mind it at all, right? I don't mind it at all. In fact, you know, I've listened to some podcasts and stuff throughout the league. I watched a couple of videos, and I walked into another one-shot again because I wasn't focused enough. That's okay though. And yeah, the overall consent seems to be very, I don't know, not everybody seems to be on the same page right now. What I find good is that a lot of people are seeing the positives and try to be, fairly positive about the game, right? So, I'm doing such a bad job on this boss fight. I'm so sorry, guys, but whatever. We'll slug through it. It's not that bad, actually, considering I haven't had a fight with this guy in ages. So yeah. Could be worse. It could actually be worse. I'm getting... Oh boy. See, right there. I must have been in a D-Gen and didn't see it, honestly. That's what I'm thinking right now. I must walk into something and just...
I'm not up to that just yet.
I cannot seem to spot what it is, right? That is a problem that I have at the moment. Oh, okay. Yeah. I would just say this is because I haven't fought this boss in a while. So I'm prone to make silly mistakes, right? Which is okay. That's absolutely fine. No worries. But yeah, I'm glad to see that a lot of content creators are starting to highlight the positive things. Because, as I said, I don't know, maybe I am just really a special snowflake in that regard, but since I this league I started with a meta build, sure. But you guys know that I personally sometimes just like to play off-meta stuff, right? I try to build my own characters. I try to test out things that seem interesting to me. And whoa, what was that? That was weird. I'm standing in a legion again, or did I? Yep. Yeah. So I try to do stuff differently. And that's just for my own enjoyment, right? Because I think I've talked about it a little bit in a past video where I was like, okay, I tried to do certain stuff, but I didn't enjoy it too much in the last league, like pushing very hard and stuff, so... Yeah. We did get the gloves. Now the gloves... I don't know, are they worth anything? I don't think so. Let's check the rolls. Go. Nah, that's not too good. Okay, that's okay. We managed to pull through, right? And this is just, yeah. You see how lackluster this fight was, basically, because I haven't practiced it. That's my own fault. So yeah, nothing to blame there. But we did manage to get through, right? So with an Empower, we will be even better suited to this. And yeah, what I was saying is, I like how people are seeing the positives now, or try to see more of the positives. And sure, the early state of the league was miserable. I'm not gonna lie, I had my problems as well. That is why I didn't use, I didn't use a Quill Rain, even though it would have been better until like red maps, because I was worried about the mana, right? Equipping a Quill Rain is amazing, but I had my Enduring Mana Flask up constantly around the point where I reached like level 90-ish. So having a Quill Rain in that moment would have been a detriment to what I would have been able to do, right? So that's why I didn't use it, and that's why I did craft my own bows. And I mean, as I said, I blew through all my currency to craft this bow. Why did I do that? Because I wanted to, right? I could have bought a bow that would be even better, maybe. I would have grinded up the currency and got it, but it just wouldn't have felt good. Like, for me, it's quite important to have this progression, right? That's why I craft my own weapon, or sometimes I want to craft a 6-link chest and have the upgrade, like, earned it by myself, right? So, why am I talking about this? I have just finished leveling. Well, I went through the acts. I did basically do 2 more levels than I normally would do. Oh, I should have stayed on the shores. Whoops, I need to change stuff around. So I just leveled up a character that I really didn't plan out. So this was like, listen, I have a broad idea. I want to see how stuff goes. Oh, we got it. Well disciplined. Noise. So yeah, I went just through it and said, I want to see how far I can get with this build, right? So I didn't plan it out at all. I had a rough idea what gems I would like to have. And I rolled a +1 level 2 all cold spell gems. That's basically it, right? The rest, yeah, I have a gold rim, yeah, I have a wanderlust, but I leveled with a 3-link until like Act 9, where I finally decided, okay, I'm gonna get a 4-link for me, and it went well. I'm also using Herald of Ice, which is actually not something that I should use at the moment. There we go. Maybe we can have Val Discipline in here, because we will work on that right now. But yeah, I mean, it was a very underpowered character for the most part of its progression, and it was okay. Like, I got through the acts. Here's basically the tree. It looks weird. It is weird. I'm basically having to plan out the further steps now. Like, I really need to sit down in Path of Building and get my stuff together for this build. But it is just a Wintertide build that I was thinking about this quite a bit lately. And I was like, I just want to try it. Right? And I thought, you know what? Why not now? Like, we can run a tier 1 map, like a beach. Let's just take this one. And you can see how slow this character feels right now. Which is a-okay, right? This is not what I want to bash on. Because depending on what you're doing, your build doesn't need to be that fast all the time, right? So we will not do the delirium. But as you can see, without planning too much, or basically planning nothing in this case, I still managed to get my characters up to max, which is not that bad, all things considered, that I just talked about, right? So yes, it feels sometimes like we are really squishy and stuff, but the fun thing is, despite all of that, I still had fun leveling the character up, right? Because as I said, I like to see a character progress. I like how everything can come together if you just take your time and like think about stuff, even if you do it on the fly like I did with this character, right? I just did think about, oh, what would be good for me to do right now, which would be the upgrades on the skill tree that are, or the nodes on the skill tree that would yield me anything useful, and I still managed, right? Now, obviously, yes, this does mean that you have to have a certain amount of knowledge of the game and its mechanics and how to gear stuff properly, but I'm willing to take the gamble that I didn't do a particularly good job with this character. So yeah, there's probably way more optimization to be done, and yeah, as I said, I'm not too worried about how certain characters slow down, because it really depends on what you want to do with the character in question, right? I haven't rolled my flasks or anything with this one, and sure, it's only a T1 map, Hey, stack decks, you know what? We will actually that one up and try and pick as many remnants as we can, just to see if it feels good. Go. But yeah, I mean, the whole point is I just wanted to work on a character on my own, with my, like, these are my own terms, right? Hey, we did get a logbook out of that. That's pretty sweet. And I wasn't like too concerned about how fast will the character be, how good will the clear be, how good will single target be. All the stuff that you normally do before you actually level a character, I just didn't do at all, right? So you can take this as you want. Like, this is just my opinion, right? I just enjoyed it. I honestly just did enjoy it and didn't think too much about it. And for me, the most important thing is that I'm still able to do that. I want to do exactly that. I want to jump in and just try stuff out. If it doesn't work out, fair enough. I have no one else to blame than me, right? Nobody said that I had to do this. And that's what I find enjoyable, right? Let's check this one real quick. We did find a soul mantle, which is... That's quite funny. Yeah. Alright, forbidden right totems. That could be something to do, right? But yeah, we don't need to full clear this. But as you can see, I mean, this was fairly slow paced. It was slow in clearing. It didn't do too much. But I just enjoy testing stuff out, right? I mean, was this something that I would suggest? Is this something that I would suggest to other players? Yes, absolutely. Just go ham, try out new stuff. And when I saw all the nerfs and stuff happening at the beginning of the league, I was like, sure, I will take a league starter that I know for a fact will be good and will me get to Cyrus, which is always what a league starter for me has to do, right? It has to bring me to Cyrus, and even if it takes all the portals I need to win the first fight, or at least the second fight, right? What did he drop? 2 times gloves. What happened to the gloves? I gambled on wall orbs with them, and both of them bricked on the second one, respectively. So yeah, that's the story out. That's the end to that story, right? So we are now sitting on Awakening level 6. We are getting some progress. We started rolling a couple of watchstones with sextants, and we will think about this character in depth going forward. I don't know. I don't really know what I want to achieve with it. We'll go elemental equilibrium now to test this out. That is the only thought I had. We will move stuff around a little bit in the gear and such. But yeah, I mean, going forward, I just want to tinker with this build. I want to play the Toxic Rain character a little bit further. Maybe grind up the currency for Empower, see where that brings us. And yeah, just as I said, from the start of the league, I'm taking it slower. I really take enough time to progress, right? And honestly, it was a lot of fun. It still is a lot of fun. Did I die a couple of times when leveling up this character? Absolutely yes, I did. Did it phase me? Only one time. One time I got really pissed. But then I was like, okay, I start to go and take a couple of life and ES nodes over here and a couple of life nodes over here. And then it felt okay again. So it is always like difficult to find the right balance. Actually, what we could do now is... This is a bit of a setback, considering... I want to do it, though. I want to try it out. We take Equilibrium. Just to test it. Just to test it. And we will get a Orb of Storms now. Thank you very much. And we will shuffle stuff around a little bit. So, what will my fourth ascendancy be? I was playing around with Profane Bloom and Malediction. I think I will go Malediction, and that will allow me to take Ellie Weakness as a secondary curse and apply both of them with Orb of Storms. Now, why Orb of Storms, right? Why is that important? Orb of Storms will, in fact, be very useful for us because it hits with lightning damage, right? And now that we have Elemental Equilibrium, we need to hit stuff with lightning while we are hitting it with cold, so they can interchange each other, and every time the cold damage goes away, we hit it with lightning, we get more damage, as you can see. Minus 50 resistance to the other elements, so we hit it with lightning, and we could go fire or cold. Obviously we are going cold, with minus 50 resists, so we will do much more damage. Then it will change, right? Now they have plus 25 res to cold, so we need to hit it with lightning, and that's where Orb of Storms will come in very handy. Basically sapping stuff while the brands are on there. And as you can see, now we have a little bit of mana problems. This is what I was suspecting, but we probably will reinvest into these points again. Honestly, just me testing this is probably not the best idea, right? We actually could level
when I'm ready
the Herald
and not before.
In here for now. That's okay. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. Why is this character called my Tempest test? Honestly, it doesn't have anything to do with Tempest, but it's just a name that's stuck in my head. Words are hard today, I'm sorry. Yeah, so it was just something that stuck in my head for a caster name, and we will come up with a good name once I have tinkered around with this character a little bit more. But yeah, as I said, this is all I have to say for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, take care. Bye.